We begin on a journey, a soul remembrance through layers and lifetimes, connecting to the ancient lands of Atlantis. My journey is still being discovered, remembered, but I want to share the pieces that have been coming forward over the last few years and how we are moving into this new era, and that the importance of our soul memories and parallel lifetimes that we are experiencing with Atlantis is important for our soul evolution and the raising of the planetary consciousness. I speak of both language of light and through soul memories from my own meditations and past life sessions. So, what I want to share is the vision that I had being connected to the ancient times of Lemuria and of Atlantis. We began as I remember being in the inner earth, in these ancient cave systems. And there was these massive crystals, so big. And we could read what the crystals held. We programmed the crystals. And as I was down in these cave systems, I remember seeing the darkness within the crystal. I remember seeing a timeline that was being made by choices that humanity had made. And there was nothing else that we could do to stop it. We knew this darkness, this cataclysm would occur. But yet part of my soul wanted to make changes, but it was inevitable. The cataclysm was to occur. And my next vision, I was working in a lab, working with DNA. I was a scientist, working with the dragon tribes and those of Earth. And I was to be stationed working with the dragon youth, the babes, the new dragons being born, the eggs that were about to hatch. And as the cataclysm approached, there was fear within me, and I had to leave my station. And I gathered all the human babies that I could find, all the human children that I could find. And we entered into these spherical ships that were clear, and we went into the water. And I saw the structures crumble. I saw the ocean envelop the lands of Atlantis. And I took the children to safety. We moved faster than light. In a blink of an eye, we were in Greece, or what was to be Greece. And then we moved to Egypt. And then we moved to South America. And so there's all these stopping places. What I've learned over time is that this is the group soul, the higher self, the monadic structure that I was a part of. And we moved from these other ancient civilizations, bringing our knowledge, bringing what we learned and cultivated in Atlantis, and we were bringing it throughout the planet. And this is in different times. This was not linear. This was like a tree growing or a seed sprouting. And it would just sprout where it was planted. The next location we would go, it would just sprout where it was planted. So I shared these ancient teachings, working with the DNA, helping to open people's consciousness to what was actually possible. And in one memory, when I went from Atlantis with the children, and we found ourselves in Greece on Mount Olympus, and the message that I received in that time was that we built the temple of the gods. Sanakriya sonoto amatia sati, riakuriya sinichia sonoto korea sapata, sriakariya sonoto amatia kriya sichia sonoto apata, sriaku apatia satakriya soto. And I share this information with you because so many of us are having these little memories, these little pieces, these little pockets of information coming in, so we can better understand the wholeness, the vastness of what we did at Atlantis, as this is a parallel reality for many of us now. Many of us have come back to finish our jobs, right? To fulfill our soul purpose, to create that heaven on earth, to do it in a way that's in alignment with all, that serves all in unconditional love and light. And so now I go back to another vision that I had, again, back at Atlantis. I remember working with the crystals and the plants, and I did not ever need to cut a plant or to ingest a plant or to dig a crystal. I had the ability to tune into their frequencies, their essence, and use them in my body and share them with other people without ever having to harm them or disrupt where they grew. And there was a time in this life where I was teaching many, many people. I was teaching the youth how to do this, how to connect, how to cultivate a relationship, how to use these energies to serve everyone. And there was a group of people that came to me, and I was hesitant. I saw something in them that I wasn't sure of, almost like a darkness. And I taught them anyway. I taught them how to use crystals. I taught them how to use plants. But something went awry, and they started to cut the plants. They started to dig the crystals. They started to use them for a way that was not in alignment with the highest and best good of all. And so there was this guilt that I had felt. There was this pain in my heart. And I feel like in this current lifetime I'm living, some of that has played out with my inability to share more openly, and also ability to trust, and the understanding of releasing the attachment to the outcome of the teachings that I've been given. I cannot control who receives the teachings and who does not. And I cannot control what they use with them, what they do with the teachings. They must find through their own accord how best to use them. So I had to do a lot of releasing, a lot of healing around this. And I share this openly because this is why so many of us are remembering these lifetimes. so we can make the changes now, so we can heal any kind of karmic imprinting, any kind of pain that we're holding, any fear, so we can step into our true purpose as living fully expressed lives in our light, in our love, sharing our wisdom. This is what we are here to do. And if we are still holding on to these fears, then it makes it just that much harder to share. Saria kutua sachia sanaria kuriasichia sonoto apati. Simiatua kriasichia sonoto alamaria sonoto. Siaria kriasichia sonoto aparia sichia sonoto. Mueti asalani akuriasichia sata. And now coming into a few of the memories of Lemuria. I remember also the fall. I was there for that. I stood on a cliff with fellow brothers and sisters as we felt and saw the wave like a sonic boom moving over the ocean towards the island, towards the lands. Diaso no tokaria si tiason mubati. Tuati akdia dia do apati kriya sanata kriya sonoto toma dia sata. But those of us who were there, we stood our ground. We opened up our heart fields, joining collectively, and we created a new octave. We created a new field where this did not hurt us. This did not destroy us because we were in and had created another realm, another dimension. And so many who connect to Lemurians as guides or as ancestors or as even alternate realities, alternate versions of self, they are still with us just in another dimension. And we, many of us, help to create the frequency so that dimension could be birthed. And I say this now because this is what we are doing now as well. This elevation through the power of the heart as a portal, as a stargate, as a bridge. We open up this field and we create a new reality. And now I'm being taken to another vision of my time in Lemuria. And this was where there was pain. This was the areas that did not completely go into this other realm, other dimension, but that stayed more on the earth realm. And there was pain. The ancient serpent priestesses of Lemuria, those who carried the healing frequencies, the medicine, the womb medicine, the ability of death and rebirth, the midwives, those who brought new life in and those who would dissolve what was not in alignment with love. They were hurt. Some were taken. Some were killed. Some were drained of their life force energy. And the reason I share this is because, again, we are experiencing these levels in our reality now. How many people are feeling run down, bogged down? How many people are hurting and in pain and in war consciousness? How do we move from this polarity consciousness into something that is more unified, that is loving? Is this possible in this lifetime? Is this possible for us to do this? And I believe that it is. I believe the more that we learn to protect our energy and to allow our love to shine as that protective mechanism, right? Our love Our light frequency is a protective field. And this isn't about bypassing any of the, other feelings that we have of pain, of sadness, of grief. These are all real human experiences that we also need to have, but not allowing it to control us or falling into this dark, depressive state. How can we move through it and embrace those aspects? And I believe the more that we embrace those aspects of ourselves, that is the light. That is where the light is birthed. When you can embrace the shadows, the pain. And so, if there are memories that you hold in your DNA, in your cellular makeup, these imprints can be cleared. Again, when we choose to do this kind of soul work and this soul retrieval and this monadic structure reorganization and regrouping, when we do this, it is not always easy. It is a difficult path to follow because our world is still playing in this black and white mentality. But we are seeing structures falling. We are seeing things being revealed. We are seeing truth shining through. So it is not always for the faint of heart. But if you feel it deep in your soul that this is what you are here to do, to remember, to heal, to reclaim, to stand in your power, to be who you truly are, then it's time. As I record this, we are moving into the Pleiadian Stargate. And they are showing me, as I went for my morning walk, they are showing me how they were also connected, of course, to Atlantis and to Lemuria, and how they are stationed just outside of the planet, helping us, assisting us. If we so choose to connect to those frequencies, they can offer loving support. They can offer guidance. We can work in harmony with them as our brothers and sisters, as ourselves. We are connected to so much. And at times we can be in this tunnel vision where we're only focusing on one thing. But if we can open our consciousness just a bit, we can see just how multidimensional we are, and we can connect to those other places and spaces where our soul is as well. We can begin to call these other parts of ourselves home. What I do in this lifetime is affecting all the parallel realities that I'm living. All the past, present, future are now. Sariakutia samatia sitia sonotuatia sati. Sariakuria sanaria. So call those memories home. Open to the possibility of your multidimensional gifts, your connection to these ancient lands, and start to ask the question, why are they arising? What lessons need to be discovered here and learned? What is it that you can use and do with this information? How can you be of service to the world in unconditional love? Tia sanea toai tia sanatia kriasitia sonoto apiala sonoto toai kia samati kriasatata hayata hayata. I'm seeing the water dragons now swirling around, Sariyakariasichi, offering their love and support, Sariyakuto Asamati. So, of course, the dragons are part of this as they are creators. They're the ones who are helping us download what I see it as these um, eggs, these nodal points, right, that are on the earth. These little packets of information come through for me as dragon eggs, and they are all over the earth. And at certain times and certain frequencies, open them and activate them. So these dragons are our guides as well as versions of ourselves, our dragon bodies, right? So they are both external and internal. And so when we can connect to these dragons, they deliver us packets or seeds of information. For me, again, shape of an egg. And these eggs will come into your light body. And your kundalini, the serpent energy, then moves those downloads throughout your system, throughout your cosmic body, throughout your 12th sphere, tree of life, tree of grace. It'll move those downloads into every sphere so you can see each fractal like a diamond. As you're moving it through the sunlight, you can see those fractals of information pouring in. So they're saying connect with them, connect to their loving presence to help you bring in the information, the synchronicities, the healthy relationships, the healthy boundaries that you may need in your life today and moving forward. Diasanakariasichia sonoto apariasichia sonoto alamati, sonokua tatia salania kriaso toto amati, umuaya tatia aria sonoto amatia kriasichia sonoto, siriakoaya tia samatia sonoto. Siriakaria satia lanaria sonoto ayatia sanatia soto. So these connections that we are making, right, they're helping us create new pathways within our brain, within our heart, within our light body, within the earth, so we can receive more light, so we can elevate the consciousness and the awareness of humanity, so we can serve the planet, so we can be the oracles, the healers, the inventors, the scientists. We need this higher consciousness to heal one another, to heal ourselves. So I will leave you with the message of sharing your light. It is time. The star seeds, the shamans, the witches, the mystics, the dragons, the fae, the merfolk, the unicorns, all of these beings are here to support us. Shine your light. Ask for their loving assistance. It is time. It is time. It is time.